Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you guys are new here. So for today's video, I am so excited about this one because we have the brand new Lunar Beauty Siren Sunset collection. This literally just got delivered. So we're going to see what this collection is all about. Is it worth it? What my thoughts are and all of that. Well, then definitely keep watching. Alrighty guys, so this is like a little birthday present to me because today actually is my birthday and I was having lunch with my parents and then I went to the bookstore because Corey let me. I'll tell you guys about that in just a minute, but I literally came home to a package at my door and it was the brand new Lunar Beauty Siren Sunset collection and I was like, happy birthday to me. So let me go ahead, we're going to dive right on into this collection. So up first we do have the Sunset Siren palette. First off, can we talk about the packaging? I mean, like literally just the unicarton alone. I am literally gagging. Like Manny truly does create the best packaging when it comes to palettes. They're so pretty, they're so thoughtful, they're so cohesive to everything else in the line that they have. I'm literally so obsessed. But here's the Siren Sunset palette, and this actually does retail for $55. It definitely is a little bit more pricier than his normal palettes because there are some duochromes and multichromes in here. So here's how the front looks. I mean, can we talk about the little siren moment? Can we talk about the little mermaid on here? And with the classic moon, I seriously truly am so obsessed with how this palette looks. On the website it says, get lost at sea with the Siren Sunset. This 18 color palette is filled with the cool tones and jeweled tones with different finishes from mattes to shimmers to multichromes. This alluring color story will have men crashing ships for you. I wish. Could you imagine? I mean, I would literally be on the beach every day doing that, becoming my siren fantasy. But no, seriously, this is so gorgeous. And then on the back you do have the little mermaid jumping back in the water. I think Manny did such a great job with this. It's so thorough. The moon disappeared, there's clouds, there's stars. This is absolutely gorgeous. When you open the inside, you are going to have those 18 shades in here. Like I said, this does retail for $55. It is a little bit more pricier because there are multichromes in here, and multichromes are a little bit more expensive to produce, so that's why the palette is up in price just a little bit. But if you guys do want to use my code Allie, which will save you guys 10% off this palette or anything else on Lunar Beauty's website. Now I do let you guys know that my code does not apply to bundles, but it does apply to any individual item. So if you guys do want to save the 10%, you can definitely use my code to do so. But here we have the little 18 pan palette right here. Now I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw this palette, I was a little underwhelmed. I was kind of like, I don't know how I feel about it because there's tons of neutrals in here and I love Manny, but Manny does put a lot of neutrals in his palettes because he loves a neutral color story, and there's nothing wrong with that. I love a good color story, he loves a good neutral moment, and that's completely okay because this is his collection. But I will say I do appreciate there are pops of colors, and now looking at it in person, I can definitely see more of like a mermaid-esque feel to it because of those beautiful cool tone and jewel tone shades that are in here, and these multichromes are incredibly soft. So I'm definitely gonna give you guys my full opinion on this at the end because I really want to play with it to tell you guys what I really think. But based on first impression, she's a lot prettier in person than I thought she was going to be. So it actually makes me really happy. Then we have 3 new liquid lips. Now these are going to be demi-mattes, so they do dry down to an extent, but they still have the ability to transfer. You guys know that my absolute favorite red lip of all time is the Aphrodite red lip. That is still my go-to. I still wear it all the time. I just love Lunar Beauty's formula. Not only is the color perfect, but the formula itself is so comfortable. It doesn't dry down fully, so it doesn't give you like that Sahara Desert butthole feel, but it does dry down enough to make it long lasting. Now it does transfer, so you are going to have a little bit of smearing if in case you eat anything, you drink anything, or if you like kiss somebody for your rubber lips, you might have a little bit of smearing, but these are really, really beautiful to work with. So here are the 3 new liquid lips. They do retail for $18 a piece. We do have the shade Sailor. Now this is classified as a cool tone nude brown, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't really know how I feel about the color. I do love a good brown liquid lip. I truly do. But there's something about it that has like a gray undertone on me. So it kind of makes me look a little sickly without having any makeup on. So I really got to see how well I like this color. I might not like it by itself. I might have to mix with other colors. But I do know that Manny does love a good neutral moment. And based upon my undertone and my skin tone, I'm not sure if it's going to work for me. But we're definitely going to have to play around with it. Let me do a pink pearl. Now this is a medium mauve pink. Now this is definitely more my style. I love this color, particularly for like an everyday use or for the holiday season. It definitely pulls a little bit more pinkier on me than mauve, but it is really beautiful. I can definitely see myself grabbing this one the most out of the entire collection because I definitely find it a little bit more wearable, but it is really beautiful. Then we have Abyss. Now this is classified as a deep blackberry shade with purple undertones. Honestly, swatching this on me, it kind of pulls a little bit black, like it looks almost black on my lips. I can see the purple undertone to it, but because of my skin tone and my undertones, it pulls a little bit more deeper than that. So I feel like this is definitely not really a wearable shade for me every day, but I can definitely see myself wearing this during like Halloween. I don't really know if I wear it during like Christmas season, but I could definitely see myself using it for that. But it is a really pretty shade. I just don't know how wearable the shade will be for me. So that is the entire Siren Sunset collection. The entire bundle does retail for $87. I also know that you guys can buy the entire lip bundle for $43, or you guys can buy the items individually. So with that said, guys, I am so excited. I want to zoom you guys in. We're going to get this like mermaid-esque siren theme going because I am so excited. This is the last collection that Manny's rolling out with this year. And I definitely feel like it falls between a little bit of like a holiday collection, but also a little bit of like a Halloween collection. It's kind of like that in between. It's getting me like really intrigued. So let's get you guys zoomed on in. Try to do like a mermaid-esque look. So we're actually going to start with the shade called Ariel. Very, very cute fitting name. So today is obviously my birthday. It's so weird saying that I'm getting older. Ugh, I hate every second of it. But I am going live tonight at 7 p.m. on my channel, 7 p.m. Eastern time. So I can do a birthday live stream. And in my live stream, I'm actually be doing some mystery box giveaways, which I'm really excited about. I did this one time for my Ofra launch where I did some giveaways there. And it was actually so much fun that I wanted to do it again for my birthday. I'm going to try to do one for Christmas. It just kind of all depends on whether or not I'm able to have some brands sponsor some of the prizes, just because, you know, times are a little tough over here and I'm trying to do the best I can. And so I'm hoping that I can do a really fun Christmas stream for you guys, but obviously time will tell. But I'm really looking forward to hanging out with you guys tonight. I think it's being a lot of fun. I started off this morning. Corey got me, well, technically he got me, but like he didn't get me because my babies, my dogs, they got me some flowers. They got me a Starbucks gift card. They got me balloons. They got me cake. They got themselves little cupcakes to celebrate with me tonight, which I'm so excited about. I love my little babies. And then I went out to lunch with my parents, which was really nice. I love hanging out with my parents. And I think it's been a while since I've seen them on my birthday, because last year for my birthday, I went and had a facial and a massage. And then I think I went book shopping, honestly. So today, actually, right after we left lunch, Corey was going to take us home, and then he pulls into the bookstore, and I'm like, well, what are you doing? He goes, don't worry about it. And so he pulls us into the bookstore, and I'm like, okay, like, what are you doing? And I'm like, okay, what are you doing over here? Because, like, he never just voluntarily goes to the bookstore, okay? Never does. I go into the shade called Merman right here. So he pulls me into the bookstore, and then I'm just kind of, like, looking around. I'm like, what am I doing? He goes, you do what you do at bookstores. You look for books. And I said, okay. And then he made a joke and said, okay, you have 2 minutes to find books that you want. And I laughed, and I was like, no, are you for real? And he's like, no, I'm not kidding. You have 2 minutes to go find books. Like, to go kind of, like, up and down the aisle to see what you can find. And so I was like, because I have been sending him TikToks, people taking like their significant others to the bookstore, and I'm giving them like 2 minutes to kind of browse this section to see if they see anything that they like, and then they have like, I think like 2 minutes to then go and grab as much books as they can, and the person's gonna buy it. And I always told Corey that'd be such a sweet thing for him to do for me, and he was trying to do it, but I could tell that he wasn't as confident about it because he was starting the timer, and then I was like, I think I was just like, you're kidding. And he's like, no, I'm really not kidding, like, go. And so I just started looking up and down the aisles, and I'm like, okay. And then I started like finding books that I want, and like he actually set a timer on his watch, and I was like, well, what's the limit? He goes, it doesn't matter, just go. So I was kind of like browsing through the bookstore. I'm gonna go into the shade called Coastline right here, and this is so soft and silky, by the way. And so I was grabbing books and whatnot, but I was also like having to stop because I need to look at my list, because I have a list of books that like I obviously want to get for myself. So I'm like looking at the books, looking at the list, and then I am putting books away, I'm adding stuff, and then like he's like, time, and then I'm like, oh no, because like I didn't really grab anything. And then he was like, I'm just kidding. He goes, you can go and keep looking. So he was very sweet. He didn't actually like abide by the rules that you're supposed to abide by when it comes to like, you give your significant other this many minutes to go shopping at the bookstore, because I was struggling, because I I get so indecisive when someone puts me on the spot like that. I don't know what I want. Even though like I know books that I want, I don't know like what I want at the same time. You know what I mean? Because it's like that pressure to put on, that puts on you like, I gotta go. So it was that pressure. So like I ended up just getting 5 books that were well beyond the 2-minute time limit that he set for me. But it's actually really fun. And then I did explain to him that I've only ever seen people do that at Barnes and Nobles, because like Barnes and Nobles has an easier section to kind of go through. Books a Million does not have the easy section. Like they're kind of like spaced out a little bit more, so it's not as easy to find some of the books that you want. And I feel like Barnes and Nobles kind of has more of like a, I'm going to go into the shade called Water Nymph. Ooh, love that. I feel like Barnes & Noble has more of like a section for book talk stuff and like dark romance and dark fantasy, and oh, wow, that's pretty. So that's what I was like trying to like go for, especially because like I am kind of like in a little bit of a reading slump. I finished the ACOTAR series, but I really want to start the new I really want to read Fourth Wing, but I'm going to wait until the book comes out, the second book, because I'm the type of person, like when I start reading something, I don't like to wait for the next book. I want to have the whole series. So I'm going to wait until like November to read that. But I did pick up the new Britney Spears autobiography because I really want to read about that, because her story is so crazy and it gives you kind of like a better understanding of what happened to her back in the day. And so I got to keep a couple books, but I realized I got a lot of fantasy and like dark romance books. That's kind of like where my mind is at right now. So then for this eye, we're going to go into the shade called Seductress right here. You know what's so funny is that long ago, like long ago, I don't even know. I don't even know what video. I don't even know what palette I was showcasing, but I did a whole video dedicated on the like myth around mermaids, and I should have saved it for this video because that was such a fun video for me to do. I used to love doing stuff like that, and now I couldn't tell you like which video that was in. I did some sort of like mermaid look. It might have been for like Halloween one year, but that was a lot of fun. I could have definitely used it for this, because now this is kind of like a Siren mermaid theme palette, and I'm just like, damn, I should have saved it for this. Go into this shade called Deep Sea, this beautiful like deep blue. I feel like this is going to have a lot of fallout because it is so pigmented. But let's go ahead and try this. I'm just going to start to tap this right here. Wow, that is definitely super pigmented. All right, it's super messy right now, but trust the process. We're going to go into the shade called Siren right here. It's like this beautiful multichrome. Like in the pan, it's purple, but like this shifts from like a purple to blue. Do you guys see that? That is absolutely gorgeous. And I feel like it's going to pair really nicely right on top of, right on top of this, where it's going to go between purple and blue. I feel like it's really going to kind of match whatever the light is hitting, but like also whatever shadow that it's sitting on. I feel like it's really going to kind of take on that hue and just make it so effortlessly beautiful. Right next to that, we're going to add the shade called Temptress right next to that. This is another like beautiful like purple blue duochrome multi-chrome moment. We're going to put that like right here. Very, very stunning. And it just lays down so effortlessly. Do you guys see that? And then right next to that, we're going to go into the shade called Sea Witch right here. Put that right next to that as well. Very beautiful like purple gold shade. Just right here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean up both eyes because this is super messy. I really just want to focus on cleaning it up. We're going to come back to do the lower lashes and the lips together, and I'll be right back. Okay, so to finish off the eyelids, we're going to go back into this palette. I actually did take the shade called Current to line my upper waterline right here, and I also took the shade called Alluring to upper line my waterline right here. So we're actually going to go back into a shade called Ariel. We're just going to lightly buff that underneath the eye. I might mix a little bit of Low Tide to go with that, just so I can add a little bit more dimension. But we're going to start off with that green shade. So I'm not going to lie, when I first started playing with this, when I first saw this palette, I was a little skeptical about how I'd feel about this palette, just because it's not really like my cup of tea when it comes to everything being neutral, especially because I really do love the Lunar Beauty Prism palette. Now that is the best like neutral palette from Lunar Beauty, but I've noticed that a lot of the other palettes do have pretty much neutral shades in them. And so I kind of want a little bit more color from Manny, but I have to say this one's taking me a little bit by surprise. It's taking me a little bit by surprise because I just generally didn't know what to expect based upon the pictures and the reveal video. But now that I'm playing with it in person, it's a lot better than what I thought it was going to be. And I really do enjoy that. Now I'm going to go in with Low Tide, kind of make it a little bit more like murkier, muddier. Then for this eye, we're actually going to go into Deep Sea one more time. We're going to take this, but we're also going to blend it out with the shade called Alluring, just so I can keep it like kind of like nice and smoky. Then I'm going to take the shade called Pink Pearl right here. This is another duochrome. It definitely shifts between like a white and the pink. We're actually going to kind of line that along both water lines right here because I just feel like it's going to kind of bring out a little bit more of the like mermaid-esque feel. I just kind of blend that in just a tiny bit. Added a green liner and like a light blue liner. So now we're gonna go in with highlight really fast because I kind of want to like match what I'm wearing. So I'm actually gonna go into the Michaela X Glam Light highlighter right here, and I'm gonna take the shade called Blinding, and we're gonna put that as our highlight but also our inner corner and brow bone moment today because this is so freaking beautiful. I believe it's still on for sale. If it is, you guys can use code Allie D to save you guys 15% off. Speaking of that, I don't know if you guys seen, but they finally announced their Freddy Krueger collection. That's actually been coming out on Halloween, which I'm so excited about. I love the Nightmare on Elm Street series so much. And I have not, every Halloween I always go 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. Oh my god, I'm so excited. So we're just gonna lay this right here. So to finish off the look, I'm gonna set my face really fast. To Lunar Beauty, I'm gonna take the lip liner. This is in the shade called Cocoa, and we're gonna line my lips with this Cocoa shade. I'm gonna take the shade called Sailor, and we're going to put this all over the lid. This is that gray shade that I was telling you guys about. See how this... I don't know. So this is how the shade looks. It's actually not bad, but it's still a little bit too cool tone brown, and I'm not the biggest fan of the color fully. So I think what I'm gonna do instead is I think I'm gonna take the Lunar Beauty gloss in the shade called Celine. I love this gloss so much. This is gonna make a golden, this has like a little bit of a golden shift to it. I feel like this is really gonna complement this lip look really nicely, probably bring everything together. So let's try this out. Oh, that's a bit pretty. That's really pretty. This is one of my favorite glosses from Lunar Beauty. I love the shade Celine. Okay, and this is the final look. Alrighty guys, and this is the final look. What do we think? What do we think? I'm not going to lie, I actually really love how this turned out. I'm definitely a bit more keen to this eye because I really do just love a gold green moment, but I really am kind of feeling like this blue purple shift as well. So we're gonna quickly go over everything. So up first we do have the Siren Sunset palette. I absolutely love this outside packaging. I think Manny truly captured the essence of like a siren, of his brand, of the aesthetics. It is so freaking gorgeous, especially like when you turn it around and you see just that the mermaid jumping in the water. I really love that. On the inside, you are going to have 18 cool tone and jewel tone shades in here with a mix of some multi-chromes. Now, like I said, when I first saw this palette, I was a little like, I don't know, because they're really colors that I necessarily do not gravitate to. There's a lot of neutrals in here, and you guys know that I do enjoy neutrals, but I just love color more. And I also feel that Lunar Beauty has a lot of neutral palettes. I really kind of wanted more when I first saw this, but after playing with this, I do think it's a really beautiful palette. I truly do. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably never gonna get used to add that top row that often. I will definitely be playing with the colorful shades down here. I kind of wish this was a little bit more of a smaller palette that just focused on these colorful shades and kind of took away the neutral aspect of it, but that's just my personal opinion. I do think there's a little bit of mix of both. I do think this palette definitely has a mix of both neutral and colorful for those who love color, but for those who also love neutral as well. I think you are going to get kind of like the best of both, especially if you do love cool tone. You guys know how much I love cool tone. So while this may not be my absolute favorite palette in the world, I do think it's really beautiful. I think Manny did such a great job at capturing the essence of like a siren moment. Now, I kind of wish there was a little bit more of orange shades in here since he did kind of call it a sunset moment. I kind of wish there was more like orange and yellows and reds, because I kind of, and like pinks, because that kind of does captivate an essence of a sunset. But I can see why he did pick the colors that he did, because you do have those like mermaid-esque colors in here, which is what this palette definitely is about. So this is definitely a really beautiful palette. It definitely took me by surprise. I wasn't sure how I felt about it at first, but upon playing with it, I really have fallen in love with it, especially like these duochromes, especially these multi-chromes on here. Like you can see right here, that shift in that shade alone, those shades are truly so beautiful. I mean, I can see the shift in person. I don't know how well it's coming off on camera, but my God, are they incredibly soft. They're so creamy and buttery. They feel like silk on your finger. I love how easy to, I love how easy they are to work with. You don't need any glitter glue to make them work. They work really beautifully, and the mattes definitely have a lot of pigment to them. I didn't notice any patchiness, any issues with blending. Great formula with this palette, and I'm actually quite impressed. I really do enjoy this palette. So like I said, it does retail for $55. It is a little bit more pricier, but because he has those multi-chromes in there, that is why it's a little more pricier. But I do think if you love multi-chromes, if you love cool tone and jewel tones, and just like a mermaid-esque palette, you are really going to love this, especially if you do want some neutrals. He did add that in there for those who do love neutrals. So very well done. Very beautiful palette. I think Manny did such a good job with this. Then we do have the liquid lips. Now, I'm not going to lie. These are colors that I don't necessarily go for. I do think that the Pink Pearl, probably the most usable shade in my opinion, because it is like a medium pinkish mauve color, which I think will get the most use for me personally. I probably won't really use this shade called Abyss, just because it's a little bit too dark for me. And then we have this shade called Sailor. Now at first I was really kind of turned off by the shade, because I was like, it's like a cool tone brown. I really don't know how I feel about this. Didn't like how I looked in it without makeup, and then when I put it on with makeup, I still really wasn't living for it. But I think by adding the shade Celine, I think I'm really starting to like this color. Now I'm probably not going to wear it by itself. I'm definitely going to mix it with a nice lip liner and a cool gloss to go with it. But I do think it's really pretty mixing the Cocoa lip liner shade and the Celine Gloss shade into one. I feel like now it's kind of captivating my attention. It is definitely a more wearable color, especially for the fall season. This is a cool tone brown, which so many people can get into. I think it's really pretty, and I'm definitely liking it out a lot more since I did mix it with products. But I will say, if you guys have never tried Lunar Beauty formula, you will definitely not be disappointed. The formula on their liquid lips and their lip glosses are just so freaking good. I absolutely do love them. May not be my color choices, but I definitely do love the formula with it. And I will say the shade Sailor really took me by surprise. So overall, you guys can get this entire collection, like I said, for $87, or you guys can buy everything individually. My code only does work on the individual items, not on the bundle items. But if you do want to use my code, it is code Allie, save you guys 10%. And I really think that Manny did such a good job with this collection. I think he really did capture the essence of like a siren, of like a mermaid. I really am living for the look that I have here, and I think he did really good with those multi-chromes. I know those are kind of hard to produce, and I think these are really beautiful. I really enjoy playing with them. So overall, Manny did a really good job with this collection. I'm actually really happy with it. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel, but I'm generally really loving it now that I'm playing with it. So yeah, guys, that is it for today's video. Don't forget, I'll be live streaming tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern time for my birthday stream. Come out, celebrate, come say hi, and just come celebrate my birthday with me. And as always, thank you so much to Manny and Lunar Beauty for sending this my way. And yeah, if you guys like this video, please make sure you guys give this video a cheeky thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you guys have not already, because I do post almost every single day in the month of Vlogoween. Make sure you guys head over to my other channel. It's R for the Life, where you guys get to see my cool, wonderful adventures, my amazing husband, Corey. And as always, the biggest thank you goes to these beautiful, wonderful page members you guys see right here. Thank you guys so much for everything. And to my subscribers and viewers, thank you guys so much for being here. Whether you guys like this video, you guys thumbs down this video, you guys subscribed, you guys did not subscribe, either way, thank you guys so much for being here. I love and appreciate each and every single one of you. So with that said, guys, I love you, and I'll see you guys in my very next video.